Conan O'Brien, the guy with the hair that defies gravity, is hosting the Oscars. But before he can even think about walking that fancy red carpet, he's over at Jimmy Kimmel's show, casually dropping by like, "Hey, what's up? I was just across the street rehearsing for the biggest night in Hollywood."
And then made my way in here.
How's it going over there? Are things going well?
Well, I made a mistake. No, we're going to have a great show. We're going to have a great time. Things for me, come together very late. So I started working on the Oscars about 4 hours ago.
No big deal. Classic Conan. So, Conan's talking about how he's prepping for the Oscars. And by prepping, he means he started working on it 4 hours ago. Like, dude, most people spend more time picking out an outfit for a Zoom meeting. But no, Conan's like, yeah, I'm just gonna pull an all-nighter. No sweat. Meanwhile, Jimmy's over here giving him life-changing advice.
And I owe this gentleman thanks because one of the first calls I got agreeing to host the Oscars was from Jimmy Kimmel. And I didn't pick up because I have caller ID. But then I thought about it and I called you back.
That was nice. I appreciate it.
And you were very nice. You said, hosted this several times. And I think beautifully. You said, I will give you some tips along with my wife, Molly, who has produced the show. And I said, yeah.
I did have some kind of old man tips, like try to sit down during the show, which is one of my tips.
Sit down as much as possible. That's it. That's the big tip. Sit down. Conan's like, what am I? FDR. But hey, Jimmy's wife Molly is out here dropping actual useful knowledge. So shout out to Molly for carrying the team. Oh, and then Conan casually mentions he's watched all 35 nominated movies. Sure, January. Like, who has time for that? He's out here acting like he's binge watching Netflix, but it's Oscar-nominated films. The man's living in a different universe. And don't even get him started on Quentin Tarantino. Apparently, Conan once had to watch Inglourious Bastards in like an hour, because Tarantino was coming on his show. That's like trying to eat a 5-course meal in 5 minutes. Brutal. But wait, it gets better. Conan's also in a dramatic movie now. Yeah, you heard that right. The guy who made a career out of making us laugh is out here doing serious acting. He's like, I don't want to do this to America. But then he's like, hey, what the heck? Let's give it a shot. And apparently, he's not terrible. Like, he didn't ruin the movie, which honestly is a win in my book. Oh, and then there's the whole bit about Bob Newhart's funeral. Conan was asked to speak, and he's freaking out because, pressure. But then the priest calls him and is like, hey, I'm doing a telephone bit, so don't step on my toes, okay? Like, what? Even in death, Bob Newhart's comedy legacy is out here making sure the jokes land. Conan's like, cool. I'll just go get a fake phone from a prop house. No biggie. Only in Hollywood, folks. So yeah, Conan's out here living his best life, hosting the Oscars, acting in movies, and casually dropping by Jimmy's show to chat about shrimp. Apparently, he gets paid in shrimp now? Don't ask. It's chaos. It's hilarious, and honestly, we're all just along for the ride. All right, folks, this year's Oscars got a brand new host, Conan O'Brien. And let me tell you, this man is diving headfirst into absolute chaos. According to him, he's been training for this moment his whole life, not by, actually preparing, but by living in a constant state of panic, cranking out last-minute jokes for SNL and his late-night show. Basically, his level of readiness is on par with a college student realizing they have an exam tomorrow morning. Pro tip from past hosts: don't disappear the opening monologue. So what's Conan's solution? He's just gonna randomly pop up throughout the show and yell, I'm the host, then vanish. Picture this. Some poor Oscar winners in tears, giving a heartfelt speech about their grandma, and then bam, Conan jumps in like, I'm the host, and then just fades into the shadows. But wait, there's more. He's also got a few other genius ideas, such as wrestling a giant cobra right there on stage, because why the hell not? Shaving Stanley Tucci's chest without his consent, because no Oscars is complete without a bit of crime, convincing us all he's a singer, dancer, and magician. Why? Because he can. Long story short, if you don't watch this year's Oscars, you're gonna miss a lot, possibly even Conan's last live appearance, because the odds of him making it out in one piece, not great.